I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly whiskey, wine, and all things barrel-aged podcast.
Let me tell you something. If you're gone again on the show, I will never be able to repeat that. I have heard it now 129 times. Or on episode 129. And I still, I don't think you even started it. Let's say the first 10 episodes.
probably
so
didn't.
Say
Nope,
100
probably
episodes worth. I still don't have it down. One of these days I will. I'll be put on the spot.
We're gonna
and
make
I'll
you
just
practice. You just practice it out.
to practice it out.
Well, hi everybody.
Welcome. Look at this. Look at this massive bottle. Even on the video, it looks gigantic. That is
It's,
a 3-liter.
Holy God!
Woo! A 3-liter bottle of Crown Royal.
And you already drank 1.5 liters of it.
So here's the
A little
thing.
more, probably
This
2 liters.
I think this bottle is about 20 years old. It is a 3-year bottle of Crown Royal.
You mean a 3-liter?
3-liter bottle of Crown Royal that I was able to get acquired duty free in the Caribbean probably 20 years ago.
That means no taxes for all you Americans.
And MSRP, I think it runs like 150, I want to say, but I'm sure maybe,
Shut up.
or I bought it for like 60 and now it's
Get
150.
out of here.
Yeah, that's about what it was, I think. I think it might have
You
been
bought it for
80.
$60.
No, I think I might have bought it for like 80.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
The
And
question I had was, did it come in a purple bag?
so I think it. I'm going to say it
Big,
did
giant,
not.
Organic purple.
I don't
bag.
think it did. I don't think it did. Otherwise, I would have done my best to hold on to it because I love this bottle. And if it did have a bag that
I
accompanied
agree.
it,
You
I
would've- you
would
would've
have
held on to
held
that.
on to it.
You would have held on to that.
So I think, can you pour this? Because what concerns me is that technically this is 20-year-old Crown Royal.
So
I mean, no, it's sort of irrelevant, right? Because it's not like it's aging anymore in the bottle, but it's just old. So I don't know
it's so big.
what that's going to do for taste.
It's so big. It's gonna do
It's
nothing.
so impossibly big.
It's just a reminder for everybody. Your
It-
whiskey does
no,
not
no, but-
continue to age.
No, but it concerns
In the
me that it
decanter.
may have passed its prime, is my point.
And you're willing to pour this and serve it for us because why?
All right, let's see. I'm ready. Okay,
I
I'll
think
tell you
it's-
right now if it's
I think it's fine at 40%.
Oh,
this
it's
has been fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Plus the way that you care for your spirits, this baby is fine.
It's
So
looking good.
hey, for those of you that haven't figured it out yet, we're going to be drinking some Crown Royal tonight.
we're moving into Canada, baby, Canada.
So our friendly neighbors to the north and the wonderful liquid that they have distilled for us. There's some interesting things about Crown Royal that we uncovered in preparation for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
some
Some pretty
interesting
cool stuff. We'll get into that
factoids.
into a minute, but I want to get into this actually before we start talking about
Wow,
the story. I don't want to jump right in.
You just want to jump in. All right, I'll
Well,
cheers you for that.
Ding, little
We're
ding
gonna cheers
there.
into a collegiate favorite and probably a favorite just kind of forever.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't know how you can really argue against that at all.
That's good. That's sweet.
It's nothing wrong with this whatsoever.
Very vanilla. Very meat and potatoes.
But not in a bad way, right? Like,
Wow.
so you say like it's kind of just basic meat and potatoes, whatever. Like, I'm okay with that. Sometimes when you go to a bar and you have very limited choices, usually Crown is always there.
For a 40%, for something that's just 40%, that's
Yeah.
you know what? That's pretty darn good.
Easy drinking.
It's pretty good.
You just, you can order it at a bar. You can be confident in ordering it.
Nice and mellow.
You don't look like a fool. It's not like you're ordering like
Hmm.
Hypnotic or something
It's
off
really
the wall
mellow.
or Old Crow or
That second
Mellow
sip.
Corn.
No, it kind of reminds me of mellow
I knew you were
corn,
gonna
actually.
say that. Well, I'm sure that it's probably got some corn.
So
in,
after you let mellow
Nashville.
corn set, like you pour a glass of mellow corn and let it openly set for about 20 minutes, it's a very fine drinking whiskey. I think that draws a lot of parallels to what's poured out of this Crown Royal here.
So
That's
Punky,
nice.
welcome, bud. He's saying it was his drink for many years.
Yeah.
So-
I believe that.
Same here, right? Like I would say this was probably my late 20s, like go-to, like still going out to bars, not really big into whiskey, but I would get this and ginger ale. So I was a big Crown and Ginger guy. And then I moved, so we looked this up. So Crown Apple came out. It had to have come out earlier than 2019.
I
I
thought
was
it was
ordering
2016.
Crown.
2016, I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was ordering
Crown
Crown Apple
Apple.
for a while.
2016.
Yeah, and then I kind of transitioned over to Crown Apple, and then
Crown Apple and ginger, or just Crown Apple?
well, so the Crown Apple and ginger is a little sweet, right?
Or
That
did you do-
apple.
did you do a half Crown Apple and half Crown Maple?
No. But you
Or
know,
Crown Breakfast?
Crown and ginger was the go-to. What about you? Were you ever into Crown? Doesn't
Yeah.
sound like
So
it.
no,
Yeah?
I
Okay.
was. So so a really good friend of mine growing up, his dad was a big Crown Royal drinker, and so
Okay.
if we ever went to sneak a nip from the liquor cabinet,
It's all Crown
you
Royal.
you either drank Jägermeister from the freezer or you
Oof.
drank Crown Royal from the liquor cabinet.
Oof.
And so they were a big Crown Royal fan, and so I always liked Crown Royal, right? Because it was very approachable, very
Yeah.
mellow. A lot of vanilla, very sweet, as Canadian whiskey typically is, very sweet.
Well, I think that's an appeal, right? That sweetness,
Yeah,
Like,
and then it's
very
you know,
approachable.
and it's everywhere, right? And so I do remember drinking Crown Royal, Crown and Coke, right? That's
Crown
pretty,
Coke, yeah, it's
I like
classic.
Crown and Coke. That's a classic mix.
Yeah.
But to just drink regular Crown on its own like this, no. This is probably the first time I've done that.
Why? So this is the first time you've had Crown straight up.
Yeah, just Crown neat. Like I probably had Crown Rocks.
Oh, okay.
I've probably
All
done
right.
Crown Rocks.
Do
but
you
we
think
do Crown neat.
Do you think Crown Rocks would be better tasting than what
Yes.
you're having now?
I love Crown Rocks. I think Crown Rocks gets even sweeter. Adding water makes the Crown Royal even sweeter, and it's already a very sweet flavor profile. And you're right, it probably is because of a lot of corn. Fun fact, Canadian whiskey does not have to have any rye in it. No rye necessary.
There you go. I think it's kind of a free for all. Let's get a little bit into the history. So just
Yeah,
to
tell
let
us-
people know
Tell us a
why,
little bit
right?
about Crown Royal.
Like where did this come from? So first of all, this is Diageo, who is just this gigantic conglomerate.
Diageo.
Yeah. So they have basically an umbrella company for Johnny Walker, Guinness, Smirnoff, Bailey's, Captain Morgan, Tanqueray, Gordon's,
A lot of good things, minus the Gordons.
minus.
Ugh.
So,
Gordons.
and what I'm trying to do is find out when they purchased Crown Royal, because they have a very wild history in like the late 2000s or mid 2000s here. Just they were just
Diageo or
acquiring
Crown Royal?
Diageo. So
Oh, okay.
they've that they acquired Balcones last year,
Did they
2022.
really?
Yeah, 2022.
Why are they picking up trash?
They've scooped up some. Let's see here. What else? So blah 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 blah. So they sold in 2018 Seagram's VO, Seagram's
go.
83,
There
Myers,
it is.
Popov, Booth's Goldschlager, Yukon
Oh
Jack,
my God.
Sambuca, and 11 other brands to Sazerac for $550 million.
Wait, so this
Holy moly! They
Wow.
sold all their plastic bottle offerings
ugh,
to Saz in
Well,
2018.
we now know why Wheatley and Popov taste so similar.
So June 2017, they made a fortune. Well, George Clooney made a fortune when he sold Casamigos
Casamigos.
to Diageo.
Yeah.
I think that was like $1 billion.
It was one of the largest. Yeah, it was one of the largest liquor sales of any historical significance.
Good for him. I hear he's just an awesome guy. So hey, that's really cool. So they sold Grand Marnier to Campari in 2016. Let's see here.
But this is Diageo selling off, not just buying.
I know. I'm
right?
trying to find where they acquired. This is what's really strange, right? It's like they already had all these brands before 2000. So like in 1998, they sold Dewar's to Bacardi.
Yeah.
They sold in 97, they sold Bombay to Bacardi.
That was a good move for Bacardi.
And then they sold Pillsbury to General Mills in 2000.
Oh my God,
what
they
is
owned
going on?
Pillsbury?
Diageo like owned everybody. They owned like everything under the sun. It seems.
Diageo, the MGM Grand of liquor.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Like they talk about the name here that it's like Latin and Greek roots. Apparently means celebrating life every day, everywhere.
Oh, that's fun. That's a fun way to have a company name.
Nothing about Crown. What
What
is
is knocking at your door?
What the hell? I'm not.
Excuse me.
Hold on. No, don't answer it. Don't answer it because I don't know who it is. Let me go on the cam here. Because if it's just some like
Someone's at the front
salespeople-
door. No, it's like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Let's go see if
Yeah, no, they're already gone. No one's there.
they're like, hey, we
No,
wanted to
seriously.
leave you a card for
Where's
landscape
my front
services.
door so we can show everybody? Look, nobody's there.
It's a go.
They must just drop something off or something. Anyway, you're gonna have to keep going because
All
I
right,
need to look
that's
around the
fine.
house
So
on the
we're gonna
cameras here.
stop talking about Diageo and get back to Crown Royal, a spirit that was actually created in 1939 for the Canadian royal visit of Canada and the first ruling monarch, which I believe was King George.
King George VI, and lo and behold, his wife Queen Elizabeth,
Dun, da, da, da.
the first reigning monarch of Canada.
And so you
So from 1939 to 1964, you could only get it in Canada.
Canadian only. The Mounties would see you with it and say, "Whoa, whoa, there! Where do you think you're taking that over the old southern border?"
Yep. So
Ah,
after
ah, ah.
1964, boom, Lake Winnipeg, the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
And the water made to distill this fine product is directly from Lake Winnipeg, and it's naturally limestone filtered waters. We might
Very
add.
cool. Yeah. So they said, just to go a little bit about into the production. So they use daily 10,000 bushels of rye, maize, which is corn, and barley, all sourced from Manitoba and surrounding provinces, and it requires 900,000 gallons of water naturally filtered through the
crazy.
limestone lake
Wow.
to make Crown Royal daily. That's how much they go through. It's stored in 1.5 million barrels, located in 50 warehouses over 5 acres of land. It's then bottled and blended in Amherstburg, Ontario.
Do you know how small 5 acres is?
Oh, so it's probably just a massive. It's
gotta
probably a
be-
5-acre building.
It's got to be a 5-acre building that then is separated into warehouses under that one roof.
Yeah,
It's the way it's got to be, because 5 acres is not that big. That's
it's
insane.
really not. You're right. Actually, that's a really good point. That 5
It's-
acres
yeah,
is like
yeah.
nothing. So
Well. Yeah.
I still hear like noises outside.
There's knocking.
Sorry, I'm
Somebody
like-
just knocked again. I'm gonna go get these kids.
Hold on. Tell them to get off my lawn. And no sales. We're right in the middle of something here. I need to put no solicitors on the door, even though see, now nobody's out there and Beach just walked outside. Anyway, I know you guys are like, we don't want to hear this. He's like, get off my lawn. Damn kids, get off my lawn. You gotta like shake the newspaper. Get off my lawn, kids.
Damn kids and your damn new games.
Okay, anyway. So let's get into this. I mean, it's kind of like I don't even know what there really is to get into because I think we're just so familiar with Crown Royal. I don't even know what to really tell people. I almost say like if you haven't had
Kind
it
of
yet, you need to.
Well, I think we
it's
should
kinda
talk a
like you
little bit
have
about
to.
the cult, the cult following that Crown has.
Yeah, well,
So Crown has a cult following. Whether we want to acknowledge that or not, we do have
they
to
sure
acknowledge
do.
it. They have a huge cult following. So a lot of great marketing things are going into Crown Royal, right? So we have the etched crystal glass decanter. So it makes a very handsome addition to your bar.
Well, in the blue bag,
The purple bag.
purple bag. Sorry,
Yeah,
purple
the
bag.
royal purple bag with the gold stitching.
Yeah.
Or depending on which variant of Crown you get a different color bag. The Crown screw top, right? That is indicative of the crown. And yeah, I mean it's super easy to drink. So very affordable, very very easy to obtain, so very obtainable. And yeah, I mean not a bad thing to drink, not a bad thing to mix.
Yeah, and I want to show. I also want to highlight some of their offerings on their website here too. Like some of their flavor series, and that's just kind of look
Yeah,
at their.
but you know what? Their flavor offerings don't always get a lot of good reaction.
They don't, but I still think it's warranted. We at least
Sure.
look at them, right? And we
Sure.
can kind of, anyway. So starting here with the signature series, I don't like any of
Crown
these.
Deluxe, awful.
Actually, I don't know that I've had the rye.
I've
but
had the
I have
rye.
had deluxe, and it was
Awful.
no bueno. Same with the black.
Haven't had it.
I'm going to say bold. It says bold here. I'll say that's an understatement. It was kind of bold where you don't want to drink it. So not knocking it, guys. Maybe I just need to try it again.
Maybe. Yeah, what's up with this new
Anyway.
golden apple release?
Okay.
It's like $2,500 a
It's
bottle.
$250.
Oh, I'm sorry. I added an extra zero.
And
$250 a bottle.
This just came out. It just started dropping literally like a week ago.
Yeah, it's just here in Vegas for the first time.
It's a 23-year aged whiskey, and it's the apple. They basically took Crown Apple, and somehow made it with 23 or blended it with 23-year whiskey.
That's fantastic.
So
Could be good.
I'm very curious
That
to
could be
try
good.
it.
So
I don't know that I want to spend $250 to try it.
if you don't mind my jumping in here, we haven't talked about
do.
age statement for just a minute. So let's talk about
Oh,
Canadian whiskey, right? So I mentioned earlier, it doesn't need to have rye. It's kind of a free for all. It kind of is. So with Canadian whiskey, it is kind of a free for all. There are a couple of rules. One of the first rules is no less than 3 years aged.
No less than 3 years, which my assumption is. So they said that it's over 50 different barrels are blended. 50 types of whiskey blended to create the Crown Royal taste, the signature taste. As Beej said here, 3-year minimum, but we've read here that it's like upwards of up to 18 years.
Yeah, so there's some 18-year juice in here.
You probably put a little dropper,
a little drop in there for
in
depth.
each bucket that they're making.
Like, here's our 18.
I
Don't waste it.
Buckets. They're probably making it in giant vats.
So yeah, you get some 18-year, but you're going to run the gambit, right? Between 3 and 18. And the other fun thing is that they are using a variety of barrels.
Yep.
We had read up about
all over the board,
all these different
like
barrels or cooperages, you might talk about.
So, and it's kind of a sensitive topic, right? When you're reusing cooperages. So cooperages, for those that don't know, we've talked about it many years ago, but cooperages are actually where they make the barrels. So cooperages, like a cooperage house, is where
well, then I sound like a hack.
Whiskey company would go to these guys, and there's some very reputable ones, and there's some that distilleries have their own cooperages where they create the new oak charred barrel for aging juice. But some companies on the lower end of the scale, I'll say, have what's called, they reuse used cooperage. And they will say it on the back of the bottle. It says used cooperage. And it was like, half the people don't know what that means, right? Probably most people don't know what that means.
You're getting something else. You're getting cross-contamination.
But think about it, right? Maybe that's part of their shtick, right? Like they already blend anyway. So why does it matter if they reuse the barrels?
I mean,
it might add something.
It's true. And they use a lot of different things, right? They're using American oak, used American oak.
Oh yeah, they went into this whole,
there was a whole lot of stuff about all the different kinds of barrels that they're using, which was interesting.
Yeah, I don't even know where the heck that was. I found it somewhere.
But they're using all sorts of different kinds of barrels in their blends. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know where that went, but they were using, it was like cab barrels and all of the, you got to come up with 50 different types basically, right? And it's not just year, it's not just age statement. Yeah, it's
do we want to call Crown Royal the Dr. Pepper
of
whiskey?
I'm okay with that.
It's 50 different barrels, so it's 50 different stylings blended together for a refreshing and unique flavor. Add peanuts to this, and you have something that every Southerner likes.
I'll say this much. There's nothing wrong with this. It's non-offensive. It's very smooth. Like, let's get into actually reviewing it, right? Like,
value. Just real quick, we'll just touch on
value.
What is a $7.50 of Crown run these days?
Right now at Total Wine, it's $24.99 for a $7.50.
$5.
The Regal Apple is $15.99. $15.15. Is that for the little guy? Hold on, that's got to be
Regal Apple.
That's got to be for a $3.75.
Oh yeah, those are for little guys. Yeah, you can pick up the little guys for $15.
So
if you've never had
affordable.
It's a good way to pick up and try something different.
The only one that's out there is the $2.50 for the 23-year-old Golden Apple.
I think we need to get one. With all the money we're raking in from YouTube.
Oh yeah, with all this YouTube money.
It's free real estate.
Why don't we put that $2.50 towards a new camera that we need?
I think
we have a 6-year-old webcam. We look like a bunch of kids with our camera here. We can't even put money together for a camera, and we're gonna go drop $2.50 on a whiskey bottle.
Yeah,
we'll have one sip out of.
And they go, ugh.
Well, you never know. Maybe we would adore it. And it's probably the best thing we've ever had, but it's probably not.
Poison apple.
Poison apple.
We haven't talked about one of the greatest Crown Royal flavorings, which is Crown Peach.
Talk about madness.
Peaches.
No, it's great. You gotta get way more deeper than that. It's like peaches. I can't even do it. No, you can't really. It's Jack Black. You gotta do that. What were we saying?
Crown Peach.
Crown Peach. Yeah, sorry. So it's
Delightful, delightful and addictive, and just can drink straight out of the bottle.
2018 that came out.
40%. 2019.
Yeah,
straight from the bottle.
Insanely popular. Insanely popular.
Heinously good.
I think why I'm going to say this. I think that it caters a little bit to the women folk, and I think it opens it up to where it's a little bit more approachable.
A dress and lipstick on me.
No, I don't mean it like that. I think that it just has
delicious.
like a fruit flavor. I think it opens up the Crown Royal brand to like more to a different audience, to more market share.
It was a good move because they have done some variants because not good.
And here's what I'm basing this off of, right? A lot of females I know that are whiskey drinkers love Crown Peach and Crown Apple. So maybe that was part of their marketing.
Do you like
thing.
Crown Peach?
It's a little too sweet for me, right? Like,
okay,
I don't know. I can't get into those too much. Okay. I mean, if it's used as a mixer, but even then with Sprite, I think that even amplifies the sweetness.
Why would you add anything to it? Iced tea,
or maybe we should mix it with Mountain Dew.
Everything tastes better with Mountain Dew.
Hey, it was. Do you know that Mountain Dew is originally made to be a whiskey?
Sour? It's a sour mix?
It was meant to be it wasn't meant to be a soda. It was meant to be a mixer for alcohol.
Nothing like some Pappy Van Winkle and Mountain Dew. So good.
When
so good.
You see people posting that picture of like...
They're like, hey, everybody, having a cocktail after work.
90% of those are fake. They
fake.
don't pour their Pappy and Dew.
But it's fun to watch
It's fun to watch people lose their minds, though, when someone posts that picture.
All right. So, we stalled enough.
Anyway.
How about some scores?
Well, in nose taste value, we should get into like,
what
are we getting here?
So, we haven't talked a lot about what's going on here. I talked a little bit about, it's very vanilla, I think, on the flavor, on the palate, and very vanilla, very sweet. I don't know the nose, though.
Now, the nose is pretty mild.
I'm going to give it a 1 nose, a 2 palate, and a I got to give it a 3 value. I mean, there's nothing not value about that at $25.
So it looks like
$7.50
on the nose. It's like caramel, fruit,
no
citrus,
fruit. No citrus, caramel,
a lot of caramel, vanilla,
maybe a little citrus, like a yuzu, or a really like a tangerine peel. And because it's a really specific.
I swallowed wrong. That was not.
I remember my first time I drank Crown Royal. 40% getting to you.
I was gonna say something, and I was like, it was anyway. This is funny.
You're really feeling that Manitoba sweater in your chest there, eh?
Apparently, eh? I'm skimming through some reviews here, and somebody says candy corn finish. Jesus.
Wretched way to describe
a watery maple and candy corn finish with caramel syrup.
Really selling it to me, watery maple. Don't look at those things.
Yeah.
I don't want to read some of their hack jobs right up.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't get a ton of nose. I mean, it just smells. It does smell sweet.
It has a sweet. I think that caramelly, vanilla, maple, maybe just like a faint hint of
not
maple.
Caramely, by the way, caramelly.
So we talked about this. Okay, it's caramel when it's a liquid and a smell, and it's caramel when it's the solid
chewy.
And
there's nothing chewy about this. It's actually
nothing chewy.
There's no viscosity to this. It's actually it's a little watery.
I mean, I get a tinge. I think there's enough of that 40% heat that doesn't make it totally watered down. But I see what you mean. Yeah,
75. I'd give this a 75 out of 100. I'd give it a 7.5.
I was totally in the 70s myself.
It's a 70.
I haven't figured out if it lies above a 75 or below.
Like right in the middle of the 70s, right? It's 75. Would I drink it again? Yes. Do you get a cool bag with it? You can stick other cool things in? Absolutely.
Here's the thing.
I bought the Texas Mesquite not because I wanted
the bag,
because I wanted the blue Crown Royal bag.
I'll be honest with you. I think Crown Royal is one of those offerings that has such a big following, especially in the United States. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. it has a cult following because I will tell you, I have family members that have been drinking Crown Royal for probably since the 60s when it came out, right? Like
and they're
it's
also
just they just love it.
And let me
that's
guess,
all they drink.
they're also Browns fans,
Probably some Ohio folk.
and they're like
the Midwest.
why are you
folk.
still supporting that? Because we always have. And
Well,
we
you got to think
always
about it. I mean, we
will.
were a stone's throw away from Windsor, Canada. So, being up from northern Ohio,
You're
we
drinking that Crown Royal
right there on the border, eh?
If it
Comes
was
right across
good
the
enough
border.
for a king, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, and you think about, it was smart when it came out, and think about the 60s and 70s. There wasn't a
It's
lot
really
of
good marketing.
variety.
Tons
Yeah,
of good
and
marketing
it
right
has
there.
such a cool story behind it in the 60s. Like, you think about the influence that the British royals had when they traveled around the world.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
massive.
yeah.
You guys watch. It's like, there's nothing like that anymore.
I bet you there was two major
stuff like that
exports
doesn't
of
happen.
Canada back in the 50s.
Yeah,
It was maple syrup.
and Crown
and
Royal.
Crown Royal.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You're going to get your friend something nice? Here, I got you a nice bottle of maple syrup. It's 100% pure.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also picked you up a Crown Royal, and everybody lost it over it. I bet you anything. It was a big deal.
Here's what I'm thinking we
Gotta be.
do. I'm thinking that like Crown Royal is our like middle ground as we move into more Canadian whiskey. So I love that we've started with this because this is like not the it's kind of like the standard. It's like the standard
Canadian whiskey.
We start from here, and this is your middle ground of what Canadian whiskey is. And from what we have over the next few weeks of shows, when we dig into our Canadian whiskey series here, we'll let you know if is this. So how does it compare to Crown Royal?
Yeah, I
think that's totally valid, right? Because I think that has such a reputation. Uncle Bucky used to keep his dominoes in the Crown Royal bag.
See that bag?
Dude, I put money. I put like
bag.
coins in it, like a little coin bag.
So
You
in
put
my
whatever
saxophone
in it.
case right now, in my saxophone case,
Yeah.
I have a Crown Royal bag that holds my mouthpiece. I've got a second Crown Royal bag that's holding all my other stuff so that it doesn't jiggle around and it stays, contained. The bag is half of the box.
Do you think they'll ever get rid of the bag?
No. I told you I literally bought a dog crap version
just for the bag
because I wanted the blue version of the bag.
I think that the bag
Cult
has
following.
I think that there's people are so enamored with even just the bag alone.
Go on Google right now.
Yeah.
And look up Crown Royal bag jacket.
All right, this is
a thing.
And we're gonna share this with
And
our
you should share this. Crown Royal bag jacket.
This is gonna look so parted.
And if people do it, people collect the bags to build the jacket.
Oh my god. All right, let's share this.
I know somebody who did this.
And I'm sure you guys can Google, but I'm gonna show you guys too here. Hang tight.
I know somebody that did this.
Look how ridiculous some of these are. Oh my.
Homemade Crown Royal bag jackets.
Look at this. This is like, look at this guy.
See? Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Cult following.
Look at some of these. Look how ridiculous.
Cult
These are jacket made of Crown Royal bags.
Yep.
And there's robes.
Oh, look at that robe. I would rock that robe. That robe is beautiful. Oh my God, there's a cabana set. Sign me up.
It's so ridiculous.
But look how good it looks.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah. And then here's like an official. Actually, they make like an official jacket. Oh my gosh, look at this. A quilt.
A Crown Royal bag quilt.
Oh man.
Delightful. Oh my, yeah, I
Robe.
need that robe in my life.
Wow.
James, I just want to let you know Christmas is coming.
Well, I don't know what
and
happened.
and I need a sexy robe.
Okay. All right.
That's the one right there.
On it. Look,
Go to
the
Etsy.
Sweater.
No,
Let's see if we're gonna.
don't offend my senses. Oh, that's pretty fun, actually.
All right.
I thought it was a Crown
so we're gonna go to
Royal
Etsy
bag
here.
sweater, yeah.
We gotta stop sharing. 'cause
Okay,
everything's
that's
all right.
fine. That's fine. Well, so you're gonna give it right in the 60s or 70s? Did you want to give me a number?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 74. I'm gonna go one below
below
you
me,
because
okay.
like I said, I was trying to gauge it in where it fell in the 70s.
No, you have to share that. Share that. Share that right now. Those
I
are
love. Okay,
Crown-
first of all, Etsy is a rabbit hole, guys. Anything you are looking for under the sun is available on Etsy.
anything and
At
everything.
homemade. And I am already mind blown the second I clicked on this. Like,
look at the Crocs.
now let's go here.
Crown Royal
The
Crocs.
Crown Royal Crocs. Oh, hold on. We
it.
can't. All right.
Stop it.
Crown Royal. Okay, so I think
Oh
we can
my
sort
God.
by. We can sort by like best selling. Yeah. I think we can do it here.
God.
Highest. Oh, top customer
And they're
reviews.
only
Here we go.
$38.
Custom labels. Okay.
That's fun.
I could see
That
that.
could be fun.
Crown Royal candle made out of the bottle.
Well, that's also kind of
All right,
fun.
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
A
That's
Crown
a good
Royal
sign. That's a good
sign.
sign.
The King Charles money, I guess that maybe, I don't know how that's related to Crown Royal. Crown Royal glasses.
Okay.
All right, this is kind of dumb. Let's go back here because I think it was relevant is what we wanted.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Better things. The Crown
shirt.
Royal gnome with the Crown Royal hat.
That's goofy. Crown Royal quilt.
Oh yeah.
Look at these Crocs.
Those
These are insane.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You know that for the low price, I think your Christmas gift may
I think
be
your Christmas gift.
Oh, stop.
Salt and pepper shakers. Crown Royal salt and pepper shakers. That's what every kitchen needs right there.
Sub 1K. How's it going, bud? Good to
Bobby.
see you. Good to see you. These are ridiculous. Oh, and then you get a little barrel head.
Oh, that's a fun. You know what? That barrel head is awesome. What's the cost on the barrel head?
$100.
That's not
typical.
Bad. That's not
typical what they cost.
That's good for a barrel head. It's all etched in
it's
correctly.
blankets, like the bags, shorts. Like
it's making stuff out of the bags. That's really cool.
Hats.
Yeah. Oh, that's
baseball
a cool hat.
jerseys. That's
no! Look at those.
Wait.
Those.
What is this? Pecan infused with Crown Royal apple.
Wait,
what?
Pecan? That looks like pot.
No, I know they do look like little buds, little nuggets.
Nubs.
No, this is pecans that are like infused.
I mean pecans.
Pecans. Ordered in error. They were infused. I expected to order popcorn. What does this guy say? Received the pecans. Blah 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 blah. No, they didn't say. Nobody says how good they are.
They're like, these are so good. These Crown Apple bourbon infused pecans. Now look at those shoes, top left hand corner. Oh,
they're like boat shoes or something.
Look at those. Yeah. They're like Sperry Striders with.
All right.
Okay, we're off the rails.
We're way off the rails on that.
Well, that was fun. There you go.
That was it. I mean, that was Crown Royal.
Intro to Canadian whiskey.
Like, it's fun, and this is the type. Diageo, or if you guys are watching, you need to reach out because I would love if you guys would throw us the rest of the Crown Royal to review. So
yeah,
hey, go buy it.
Media package, Diageo.
I'm sure you guys have it. You guys are a $1 billion company.
Hey, Nick,
and we're making a whopping 10 cents a month here, so you guys can throw us some Crown Royal.
Does our friend Nick? Do you
have?
Oh
yeah, maybe we can talk to Nick.
He's the wrong side. He's the wrong side. Sorry, wrong side. Not Diageo.
Nick. Do we know a Diageo person?
A rep? Diageo rep?
Any of our fans know?
Hey, Nick, do you know a Diageo rep that you can throw our way? Maybe you have something similar.
And as you guys know, completely unbiased reviews, but honestly, I just don't want to go pay for all this stuff. So,
well, we would like
if we could review it, and we're, I thought we were very. I think that this is it's a cult classic. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with this. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I know of anyone that dislikes Crown Royal. It's either neutral or
I don't
good.
know anybody that does not. I don't know a single person that goes
good or neutral.
Crown Royal. Ugh.
Nope.
You could be sick on Crown Royal.
I don't know anybody that's ever said that. I think it's either or love it.
They're like, oh, Crown.
But I've never heard of anybody say they don't like it.
You know what they say? They say Crown Royal. I'd rather drink Jack Daniels.
I think. Well, they're both sweet.
That's the drinker. That is the whiskey.
Oh, when they're like, "Oh, can I get a Jack and Coke?" and they're like, "We only have Crown."
We got Crown. They're like, "I'd rather have Jack, but I'll have Crown." Or people who go, "Oh, can I get a Crown and Coke?" and they're like, "We got Jack," and they're like, "Okay."
So instead of banana, it tastes like maple.
The Coke and Pepsi of the whiskey world.
I love that. It's the Coke and Pepsi.
Are you a Crown person or a Jack person? It's the Coke and Pepsi. One of them is just okay to you, but yeah, you're right. Nobody hates it.
Nobody hates it. No, I think nobody hates like Coke and Pepsi either.
No, exactly.
Same thing.
Because you roll to the restaurant, and you're like, "Oh, can I get a Coke?" And they're like, "Oh, it's Pepsi," and you're like, "Ah, that's fine."
Fine. This is such a great way to compare it. I love it. Mandatory says Crown is good stuff. Yeah, we totally agree, man. Totally good
I just
stuff.
poured myself another one.
Yeah, I will too once we get off cam here. So I'll get a little pour.
Why wait? I love manhandling a 3-liter bottle.
Because with like that giant bottle, you get very aggressive with the pours, and I don't want that much.
Oh,
see, watch.
Yeah, like a man.
By the time it's already, he's already over poured me, and he doesn't stop. So what am I going to do? I'm going to drink it because I'm not going to throw it away.
No, because it's too good. It's too good.
So what do we got on deck? What's coming up? I
So
think you had a.
we have a list.
Yeah,
and
what-
we're gonna go into that
Can
list.
you share a little bit? Off
I
the
don't.
top
I
of your
don't.
head?
Well, the only thing I'm gonna share is that I put lock, stock, and barrel on that, and you vetoed.
I hate it.
You vetoed so hard.
There's been so many events we've gone to.
so
It's like,
hard.
oh, try this super aged lock, stock, and barrel, and it's just wretched. And they want to build up FOMO around it, and people are not. Thankfully, they're not. I don't know that a lot of people are jumping at the.
Well,
chomping at
the other
bit for
thing,
it.
and this actually might be something that we can reach out to Nick on,
Yeah.
is there is something on that list, JP Weisers, which I've
I
never
have
had
JP
it.
Weisers, and
Never
I've
had it.
worked with some amazing Canadians. They probably know who they are if they watch the show, where they have
Hey.
bought me bottles of JP Weiser. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I have a JP Weiser 18 in the globe.
Okay, we're gonna look at that because the two
They
JP
really
Weisers
do.
that, after doing a little research, I'm really excited to try is the 15 and the 18.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need to try anything else. The 15
JP
and the
Weiser.
18 are really highly rated.
Very, very. So among Canadian
highly
folk,
rated.
among the Canadians, they are all about JP Weiser.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I'm about giving that a try.
JP Weiser is basically, I would say the equivalent. Like, what's a really like popular bottom shelf equivalent? I'm trying to think of. Like, we're
Crown
talking like
Royal.
Evan Williams.
Crown
No.
Royal.
It's like an Evan Williams equivalent in
Oh,
Canada.
like that, like a
Like,
bottom
that's-
shelf.
That's
banger.
how they treat it. Like
like an old
JP
Ezra.
Weiser. Yeah.
Like an old Ezra.
Luke says, when are you guys going to drink something worth a dram? Oh, I love the wordplay, and I totally agree, Luke. I said that to Beach earlier. I was like,
no, hold on.
we're going from bottom shelf bangers, bottom shelf to, and then we went to, what was that? Benchmark, which you guys know
was
how that
not
went.
Great.
And now we're going into Crown Royal. So we are kind of like,
Well,
bottoming
that's what
out,
we're talking about. We're talking about JP Weiser 18, which I think is fine. And then here's what I would tell you. Who has this question, Luke?
and then Luke says, this is the perfect drink for 19-year-olds. He's not wrong.
Hey, was that about the time you had your first crown?
I probably, me too. I think I was probably the
I don't
first
know. I
one.
think
I
I
think
had
this
mine
is a
around,
great
like,
intro.
10. I think I had mine around that 10. I was like, look, Crown Royal, middle of the night. Again, stealing from my friend's liquor cabinet.
I think that I think back to our point though is that it makes it very approachable, right? It's just a sweet 40 proof Canadian whiskey, right? And it's
Yeah,
just
nice.
yeah, it's there's nothing bad about it. I mean, yeah, people will have their arguments. Yeah,
No, I
and
wanted to
it's
get
not
back,
a $200. Again, we're talking about a $25 bottle here, guys.
Hey,
You got to talk about value.
hey, Luke, hold on. I know that James is getting ready to sign off, so hold on just a second.
What do you get?
I'm going to show you what we're going to drink after.
All right. He's going to show you what we're drinking
especially
after.
because we're getting some Mountain Dew ready.
Tastes really good if you mandatory says tastes really good if you like rum, lots of sugar though. Totally agree. So again, that's why like Crown and like what is he reaching for? Crown. That's what just concerns me.
So we're gonna go ahead.
Oh, is he
We're gonna go ahead and finish off this bottle tonight, the Old Rip 10,
Believe it or not,
and a little
not
Mountain
fan.
Dew.
Not a fan of
Yep.
that.
Gonna
but
be great.
we-
For
hey,
the
let's
Barrel
put it-
Buddies.
We'll put it on the Instagram. We'll put it on a reel and we'll highlight it. So follow us on the Instagram at the Barrel Buds
Yes,
as
please
we
do.
pour.
Don't forget to like, share, ring the bell, turn on notifications, leave us a little comment of hello.
At this
hello.
point, we just need subscribers and likes. The rest of that stuff is irrelevant at this point.
No, all of
We
the
need
things,
viewers.
the
We
algorithm
need
helps us.
subscribers,
Thank you.
but it does. For the Barrel Buddies, I'm James.
And I'm BJ. We'll see you on the gram.
Next week, also more Canada gems, Canadian whiskey. That's the thing. I think it's such an unexplored. Really quick. I know we're signing off here, but there is some amazing Canadian whiskeys. I figured we're going to start low and work our way high. We have some stuff for you guys in a couple weeks that I have been waiting to try. And this actually is a duty-free bottle that I picked up in the Caribbean, just FYI. So 3 liter was available out there. So for the Barrel Buddies, that's all we got. Here, how do we sign? We'll see you guys. See you next week.